Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this literally does not work. Thank you all you people who ended up following along and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report while we were here in Miami. Man, I am so exhausted, but I got to get back, of course, home. And I've got to make up for the 2 weeks that we've been here in Miami, but I feel great about all the wonderful work that United Way did with Character Playbook and all the people that I met. And shout out to Fernando and Susie for our bear. Got to go back to getting the name right for him too. Tonight we'll be doing our live stream at 9 o'clock Eastern post Super Bowl. This is day number 1 of the off season and the quest to get back to the Super Bowl. It was an incredible experience. But now it's time to figure out how the Dallas Cowboys can be the best team in the NFL. And it's a long process. There's a lot of work to do. In fact, you know what? Let's come a little closer here, and I'm going to go ahead and get my stuff together. So everybody who didn't get their shot glass yet, I'll take care of it when I get back. There was actually a very high demand. There were more people who ended up becoming channel members than I thought were going to, and I literally ran out of shot glasses. Originally I had 144 when we were raising money for Justin's dream trip. And then after they opened up channel memberships, I ended up sending everybody a Joe Boo shot glass. And technically, I was only going to do that for the higher end things, but I said, you know what? If you want to be a channel member, I'm sending you a shot glass. And so that ended up being, all those went out. So then I ordered another 144 of them. Those are all gone. So just got a shipment in last week while I was here. So if you didn't get your shot glass, remind me, send me an email, and I'll check the list of all the ones that went out and make sure that if it did go out, we know where it went, or if it didn't, I get it to you. And also, same thing with your shot glass racks. I think I got 7 or 8 of them that we have to get taken care of when I get back. You know, there's some cherry ones or anything else. So back to work in business. And E2, I know your renter's gone. We got to take care of your house too. So I got it. Everybody, Daniel, yeah, I got to get your bar, Daniel. I got you covered, man. Jeez. Okay. The hot topic for conversation is, of course, Dak Prescott. Tonight, I'm going to get emotional. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spill my beans. Because you guys know I have always been a Dak Prescott guy. If you don't like Dak Prescott as your quarterback, then this may not be the channel for you. Okay? Because I'm pro Dak Prescott. And that's fine. Nobody says you have to do or be anything you want to be, but what you want to be. I am a believer in Dak Prescott. I look at his numbers. I look at the way he leads men. I look at the way people follow him. To me, he has it. And the question is the Dallas Cowboys. Now see, the Dallas Cowboys, they always seem to screw the pooch when it comes to contracts. And usually it blows up in their face. Either they overpay a guy and the guy, it doesn't get contentious, we just overpaid a guy. And it ends up being that you didn't get your money's worth. They got happy about Miles Austin after one great year. Even though he had a history of him having hamstring issues, they said, let's take care of that guy. They were short-sighted, and it ended up being that he had 2 decent years, and after that, it was over with. It didn't get contentious or ugly. They rewarded him. You could look at the same thing with Marion Barber. They went through. It wasn't contentious. This is back, mid-2000s. They gave him a $54 million extension, even though he was splitting time with Julius Jones. And you looked at his style of play, he was an absolute beast. He was Marshawn Lynch before Marshawn Lynch was in the NFL. And they were short-sighted in looking at that and saying, yeah, but he's not going to be able to last. And they paid that guy. They paid Dez Bryant, which did get contentious. And this is where the Dallas Cowboys all of a sudden started playing hardball with players. And you could look at that contract and say that kind of blew up in their face too. Because the Dallas Cowboys see now when it comes to paying somebody, they make it ugly and they try to make the player the bad guy. He's greedy. He's not a team player, you know? And it gets the fans all mad that, oh, this guy, he wants more than everybody else. You know, he doesn't care about football, this, that, and the other. And this thing does not work. They did that with Dez. Unfortunately, Dez stayed injured after that. And of course, people want to bring Dez back. It just didn't work. D-Law, you know, oh, we thought we were going to get him for less money. And they went through and they made him the bad guy. And then, of course, instead of him saying, you know what, I'm going to take care of my body and be ready because the Cowboys aren't making me a bad guy, you made an enemy that said, screw you, until I get my money, I'm not doing crap. And that ended up being part of the reason why this season wasn't good. If you honestly believe that DeMarcus Lawrence was the same guy that was there playing 2 years ago, you're crazy. You're crazy. And as much as they try and sell you that, you know, he had more pressures and, you know, that he led the team in pressures, you know, just didn't get to the quarterback. Oh, great run stopper. No, Calais Campbell. That's a pressure guy. That's a sack guy. That's a guy who was taking double and triple teams and doing everything that you need to, okay? And until I see D-Law playing like a Calais Campbell, you didn't get value for him. You didn't. You didn't. And that is because the Cowboys tried to nickel and dime him and bullshit. They screwed the pooch on that. They are as much to blame as D-Law is for his fails. The same thing with Zeke Elliott. We always go through this damn thing of making the player the bad guy, the enemy, the greedy. Zeke who? Zeke who? We go through and we do these stupid things thinking that we're going to save money, and then we turn around and paying them what you should have paid them before. But now, they haven't been part of practice. They haven't been part of the team. And now, you've got the fan base against that guy. Because every time something bad happens, oh, look at him. It's because he was out on the beach. Because he wasn't here. Because he's greedy. You don't want the fan base to hate them because you're trying to nickel and dime them. And that's what the Cowboys are trying to do now with the quarterback. The guy who's been the face of the franchise. The guy who's been their Man of the Year nominee. The guy who has, when the anthem protests and stuff happen, had your back. Who's not gotten in trouble in football. Hasn't complained about the fact that second and third string quarterbacks have made more money than him over 4 years. So when it comes to people saying that now he should give the team a discount, I say, defy. Again, I'm shaded because I'm pro Dak Prescott. So I'm going to try and take the different approach. Because as I go through the last contracts that went through, I ask you, did Russell Wilson give Seattle a home team discount? Did Big Ben give the Steelers a home team discount even though he'd been paid millions for them? No. Did Aaron Rodgers give the Green Bay Packers a team discount? Did Carson Wentz, even though he's missed a lot of time due to injuries, give the Eagles a discount? Did Jared Goff, who choked in the Super Bowl, give the Rams a discount, knowing that they gave up their draft picks and they paid Todd Gurley and they're going to need to sign free agents? Did he say, you know what, I should take less money because I need some other players out there around them, and it's okay because, you know, Todd Gurley got a bunch, so I'm going to go take less? Did he do that? Did anybody say that he should take a home team discount because he's really not that good. No. Did Matty Ice, after choking in the Super Bowl, give them a home team discount? No. So then, can you name a quarterback who's decided, I'm going to take less money? I'm going to give a discount because I'm a team player. Nobody does. So why is it everybody expects that Dak Prescott should do that? Okay, we'll go into something else. So a lot of people say, well, Dak didn't win the Super Bowl. Don't pay that guy. You know, did Carson Wentz win the Super Bowl? Because I'll be honest with you. With the exception of those 13 games his second season, the rest of the time, he's been average to maybe slightly above average. Not hating, let's be honest. And all this stuff where everybody is handicapping Carson Wentz. Well, he didn't have any wide receivers to throw to. You know, it's become like a tight end game, right? Tight ends are key. And he's got two of the best in the NFL that he's throwing to. So don't believe that Carson Wentz didn't have anybody, because he also had, I believe, the highest rated offensive line in football. So don't believe the bullshit that you get out there, okay? I'm giving it to you straight. Just like this room. All right, so people will say, well, Dak Prescott, he's a bum, can't do anything. So today I got a chance to catch my rep. I did a little work. I'm looking at all the 30 million plus quarterbacks here and what they did this past year. I got Russell Wilson, I got Jared Goff, I got Carson Wentz, I got Aaron Rodgers, I got Matty Ice, and I got Big Ben. And if you go through, we're looking at touchdowns, touchdown percentage, interceptions, yards per season, the percentage of completions, the yard average pass completion, and yards after catch. Those are categories I have. 7 categories. Okay. And as I go through this, it's kind of interesting because people will say, well, Dak Prescott, he's not a top 5 quarterback. He's a tier 3 quarterback. Well, if we go back through this season, what's interesting is Russell Wilson, of these 7 categories, leads the NFL in 2 of them. Jared Goff leads the NFL in 1 of these categories. Carson Wentz leads the NFL in none of these categories, as well as Aaron Rodgers leads none of these categories as the best in the NFL, and Matt Ryan leads it in 1. Interesting thing is, and regardless of what you want to say about Dak Prescott or not, and you can say it's garbage time or whatever, there's other teams that are playing garbage time, but they're still not getting 4,902 yards. What's interesting on this is Dak Prescott led this list in 3 of the categories. Most yards, 4,902 yards. The next closest was Jared Goff, 338. Almost 300 yards behind him. Dak Prescott, yard per completion average, 8.2. Led this group of guys. The next closest was Russell at 8. Yards per completion, Dak led the league, 12.6. 3 categories right there. What's amazing is as we look at this, yards per average, Dak averaged 8.2. Russell Wilson, 8. So he's right there with Russell. Jared Goff, 7.4. Carson Wentz, 7. Aaron Rodgers, 7 yards. And Matty Ice, 7.3. So every time that Dak Prescott threw the football, he had almost a yard more than Matty Ice. 1.2 yards more than Carson Wentz and Aaron Rodgers. And here's the amazing thing in here. On this list, people are saying he's no Russell Wilson, but I got to tell you, their numbers are so close, it's crazy. Because Russell Wilson, here's the thing, Russell Wilson only had 31 TD passes. Dak had 30. One less. Interceptions, Dak had 6 more than Russell Wilson. But Dak had 800 yards more passing. His completion percentage, 1% below at 65.1. Dak threw more per completion and more further down the field. So when you start talking about this, and understand that when Kirk Cousins got his deal, which now looks like a bargain, he was the highest paid. Understand when you look at Matthew Stafford, who's never won a playoff game, he was the highest paid at one point and wasn't. There's a lot of guys that weren't the best quarterback, yet they were paid the highest because the money's going in. I'm going to have more on this tonight. This is going to be, like I said, if you're a Dak Prescott fan or hater, you'll like this show. Because it's going to be all about Dak and the Dallas Cowboys screwing the pooch on this one. And I probably should have just done this as a live stream because this thing's running on. But we'll have more on this tonight. But the Cowboys need to stop shooting themselves in the foot and get this deal done. So that way we can focus in on everybody else. Guys, we're talking about a month and a week in the franchise tag has to be done. This season is coming fast. Salute. See ya.